And happy Wednesday. Welcome in. I'm Josh Pate. It is a big day here. We've been looking forward to this one for quite a while. Happy to have you with us on the 247 Sports YouTube channel, various Facebook pages. The 5-star reveal. We're going 32-1, and by the end of this broadcast, you will know who the #1 player in America is. We're going to hear from a lot of our national experts. We're going wall-to-wall breakdown here. Again, very excited to have you with us. Strap in and let's go to work. We're starting 32, going all the way to #1. So let's get it cranked up. The number 32 overall player in America per the top 247, Donovan Edwards. This was a very hotly contested recruitment. Michigan was here. Alabama was here. Donovan Edwards is committed to Michigan. Let's toss it to Alan True for the eval.
Donovan Edwards is one of our new 5-stars and was one that it took us right till the end to make a determination on. But his January playoff run has been monstrous. He ran up big numbers and in the semifinal did it against a loaded Belleville defense. He can run with speed, run with power, catches the ball extremely well, and has that will when the game is on the line that is innate to special backs. Expect Michigan to make use of all of that skill set right away.
Obviously a huge Christmas gift here to offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis along with Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan staff. He is signed with Michigan. He's number 32 overall, ready to play early. That's Donovan Edwards out of West Bloomfield there in Michigan. The number 31 overall player in the country, KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA. Big get for Oregon here. Very little bad weight. Our guys out west loved him. Still room to add size. Now he already stands at 6'5", about 280. The pro comparison is Wyatt Teller here. Oregon grabs him. Oregon's done a great job of scouring the West Coast for talent. Among the number of attributes that our regional scouts put on him: nimble, good ability, able to handle speed rushers. There you see again that pro comparison. Wyatt Teller, huge 5-star pickup here, number 31 overall. KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA is headed to the University of Oregon. Our number 30 overall player in the country per the top 247, Mason Smith. Again, those of you in the southeastern region know about this recruitment. Oklahoma was in it. LSU was in it. Ultimately, Mason Smith signs with LSU. Ed Orgeron and company keeping him in state. 6'5", 316, monster athlete, ready to get on the field early and probably good enough to still be scheme versatile. And you've got a new defensive coordinator coming in the door there at LSU, so probably a very important scouting trait that our guys pointed out. Expect him to be on the field very early for the Bayou Bengals. Number 30 overall, 6'5", 315 defensive tackle, Mason Smith out of Louisiana. Our number 29 overall player is JATAVION Sanders. Really interesting player here because the position is still largely to be determined, and you've got a new coaching staff in the house with Steve Sarkisian and company at Texas. Regional scout Gabe Brooks projects him anywhere from being a high major edge defender, could be a flex tight end. He's played plenty of snaps both ways. He's played a lot of good ball out at Ryan High School in Denton, Texas. He stands nearly 6'4". He's 220 pounds. As I told you, he is signed with Texas, number 29 overall. You see the pro comparison that we have, Jonnu Smith, but again, as I was reading you there from Gabe Brooks, could be a high major edge defender, could easily flex as tight end. Very versatile, a lot of potential there with JATAVION Sanders, the number 29 overall player in the country. At number 28 overall, big riser here, DEONTAE LAWSON, now a 5-star linebacker, big-time prospect at the linebacker position out of the Mobile area. You're going to see the pro comparison in just a second. It's another high 5-star type linebacker out of the Mobile area, 6'3", 225. Once upon a time, this guy was the only player committed in that Alabama class. You know, that was way back in March, way back in April when people wondered what was going on there. People don't wonder that so much anymore. Andrew Ivins, one of our regional scouts here, excellent pursuit, violent striker, good sideline to sideline guy, still got a lot of room to grow, and there you see, as I mentioned, the pro comparison. C.J. Mosley, once upon a time, played his high school ball down near Mobile at Theodore High School. DEONTAE LAWSON, a huge get for this very, very ballyhooed Alabama signing class. He is the number 28 overall player in the country. Our number 27 overall player in the country, Keyshawn Silver. We're going to toss it now to Alan True. He's got the full eval.
Although he was unable to have a senior football season, we still felt good enough about what Silver did prior to that and his verified testing and upside to put him into 5-star range. He is massive, but as a former 2-sport guy, can really move and bend his big frame. He's big enough and strong enough that you can't run at him, but athletic enough that he can penetrate and pursue plays that go away from him. He should be a complete defender for North Carolina and a real problem for their opponents.
Yeah, so Alan used the word problem there. You see why. A lot of the reason has to do with being 6'6", 275. The pro comparison, Tar Heel fans, go ahead and get excited about this, is Taco Charlton keeping in-state talent in-state. It's a priority for everyone. It's certainly been a priority, and they've have the North Carolina Tar Heels under Mack Brown. Number 27 overall is Keyshawn Silver. How about our number 26 overall player in the country? It is JACOREY Brooks. This is an IMG guy. Let's toss it to the eval.
College football is turning more and more into a passing game, and as we began to review the film of all the wide receivers that played this fall, we felt like JACOREY Brooks is a guy that we absolutely needed to get a 5th star on. Brooks is a big wide receiver with a long stride that does an excellent job of working for his quarterback. Sure, some concerns in the past about his speed, but he showed at IMG Academy that he's more than capable of getting behind a defense, and he also proved to be rather elusive in the open field as he would power through some tackles and take a quick screen and turn it into a first down. Not a complete product just yet, but we think JACOREY Brooks has all the tools to emerge as a wide receiver 1 type at college football's highest level.
So again, JACOREY Brooks, the number 26 overall player. You heard Andrew Ivins there say not a finished product, which is very good news because Mr. Brooks is a 5-star wide receiver headed to Alabama, where no one has done a better job of developing at that position than have the Alabama Crimson Tide and Nick Saban. 6'3", 185, big body there. You heard initially there were some speed concerns. Then, as Andrew said, you turn on the tape, and that kind of alleviates your concern. Number 26 overall in the country, JACOREY Brooks, headed to Alabama. We roll on to number 25 here, an uncommitted prospect right now, a 5-star in his own right, TYRION Arnold. Recruitment still open. He is a 5-star defensive back, a true multi-sport athlete here, stands about 6 foot 180, high football IQ guy. Everyone raves about that. Elite blend of twitch, got a lot of physicality about himself. Not only is he a multi-sport athlete, obviously a multi-position athlete to go along with that, which is a pretty common theme here when we're talking about the top 32 players in the country. Again, listed as a safety, according to our guys, 6 foot, 180 pounds, compares very favorably to former Alabama safety Xavier McKinney. Alabama's in this. Florida, as you see in the top right of your screen, currently the crystal ball favorite. Talked about him with Steve Wiltfong a lot on the Wiltfong recruiting whip around. Very, very close. Georgia's been in this thing. As I said, Bama, Florida, very intriguing as we head down the stretch towards signing day next Wednesday. TYRION Arnold, though, the number 25 overall player in the country. Our number 24 overall player in the country is Jason Marshall, 6 foot, 180 pound corner, and he could easily carry 190 or possibly even more and play high-level college football, according to our scouts. Covered several future wide receivers in South Florida because of the level of football they play down there. Not really a talker off the field, however, does a lot of talking with his play on the field. Our folks in South Florida love him. Obviously, the Florida Gators love to keep him in state. Again, 6'2", about 180 pounds, prototypical frame there. The number 24 overall player is Jason Marshall. The pro comparison, Carlton Davis. You cannot go wrong there. Big prospect here at number 23 overall per the top 247 player rankings. Drake Maye was initially committed to Alabama, decommitted on March 6th, and flipped his commitment to in-state North Carolina, another in-state elite prospect that Mack Brown and company are keeping home. He didn't get to play high school football this fall. North Carolina had it shut down, yet our guys love the arm talent. They loved the elite vertical passing ability so much that they believe fully that he merits this ranking. Excellent pocket awareness, even at the high school level. Stands 6'5", 210 pounds, it's pretty easy to see why the pro comparison is Sam Bradford. The number 23 overall player in America is Drake May. And we'll keep it at the quarterback position here. The number 22 overall player in America is Sam Heward. We'll toss it to our West Coast expert, Brandon Huffman, for the eval.
Sam Heward is one of the most polished and college-ready quarterbacks to come out of the Northwest in some time. He's got NFL bloodlines with his father Damon and his uncle Brock, both being former NFL quarterbacks. And the lefty, who was the National Freshman of the Year in 2017, has only gotten better each and every subsequent year. He will have a chance to play right away as a true freshman at Washington, and being a guy that's been able to have a high amount of success throughout his high school career, that translation to the collegiate game figures to be pretty seamless for him.
And there you see the overall reveal here. Sam Heward again in-state in Washington. The Huskies and Jimmy Lake keep him home, 6'2", 190 pounds. Compares to Jared Goff. Now he throws it lefty. Goff was righty, or is a righty. The number 22 overall player is Sam Heward out of Kennedy Catholic there in Washington State. The number 21 overall player in the top 247 is Demeiyoun Robinson, a 6'3", 220-pound defensive end. He is out of Quincy Orchard there in Maryland. He's headed to Maryland. It's a big get from Mike Loxley and company. Could play at 230, could play at 250 if they need him to. Very scheme versatile here again. Good off-ball quickness. Should be able to step in very early for the Terps. Number 21 overall, again, very, very good traits here. Very versatile. 6'3", 220 is the current size. And again, when you talk to our scouts and the guys that have seen him in person, they stress that 220 right now, they could turn it into 230 if they want to. They could turn him and bulk him up to 250 if they want to, and they believe that he could seamlessly carry that weight in either avenue. Number 21 overall, Demeiyoun Robinson. He is headed to Maryland. At number 20 overall in the top 247, SMAEL MONDON, a guy we've talked about a whole lot on the Wiltfong recruiting whip around every week. Not a very big talker, very soft-spoken, a lot of intrigue as to where this guy was headed. Several scouts, for his physical ability, think he's only scratched the surface here. He had a knee injury that sort of cut his senior season short. Good coverage ability. Georgia strength program should do wonders for SMAEL MONDON. Right now, he stands 6'3", 220. A lot of room in his frame to do whatever they want to. The pro comparison, very favorable there. Jalen Smith, if you've watched MONDON play, very easy to understand why. The number 20 overall player from Paulding County. Give him some love down in Georgia. Headed to Athens to play for Kirby Smart and the Bulldogs. And the Bulldog theme will continue here. At number 19 overall, it's TYRION INGRAM-DAWKINS. Let's toss it to Alan True for the breakdown.
There are several defensive tackles in the 5-star range, and as we were looking to put them in order, which was difficult in spots, TYRION INGRAM-DAWKINS' explosiveness and power really stood out. He got a lot bigger between his sophomore and junior year and kept the athleticism he had when he was 240 pounds. His upside is big because of those physical tools, but also because he is still in the process of improving technically. Expect him to be a disruptive, impact player at the next level.
You could argue the biggest thing out of Gaffney since Frank Underwood, 6'5", 298 pounds, really approaching 300, probably could put on a little more weight at Georgia if they need him to. TYRION INGRAM-DAWKINS out of Gaffney, the number 19 overall player. He, along with SMAEL MONDON, headed to the University of Georgia. Feels like this entire stretch of the show might as well be brought to you by the University of Georgia. Checking in at number 18, NYLAND Green, 6'2", 183-pound corner. He's good in man coverage, really long strider, good instincts. You see the film we're showing you here. Elite closing speed with NYLAND Green. Could factor in as a punt returner, could factor in as a kick returner. Everyone who has laid eyes on this guy, make sure to mention you watch him at corner, you also watch him in the return game. Pretty deceptive because of those long strides too. Again, 6'2", 183 pounds. He's staying in state. He's from Newton, not to be confused with Noonan for those of you local to the area. The pro comparison is A.J. Terrell, plays for the Falcons there, headed to the University of Georgia, number 18 overall, NYLAND Green. At number 17, a Georgia guy headed out of state It's Barrett Carter, the outside linebacker, rather, 6'1", 220. He's headed to Clemson, longtime Clemson commit. He verbaled in May. He never wavered. Has the kind of size that offers that linebacker, safety, hybrid potential that we've seen Brent Venables and the Clemson Tigers put to good use in the past. Really good timing, really good explosion, shows good pass rush ability, has every trait that you would look for in a five-star outside linebacker. He's number 17 overall, 6'1", 220. Jerome Baker is the pro comparison. Barrett Carter checks in at number 17, headed out of state to play his college ball for the Clemson Tigers. Our number 16 overall player in the country is Nolan Rucci. For that eval, we toss it to Brandon Doan.
Wisconsin offensive tackle signing Nolan Rucci was always an easy selection for five-star status. Not only does he have the genes, his dad Todd played in the NFL for a long time. He has great length and size. He is really athletic, yet flexible, and he can bend and still win the leverage battles despite his size. He is physical, he is aggressive, he can easily get to the second level, and his length makes it very difficult to get around him on the edge.
Intimidating read by Doan there. Matches the style of play we've seen from Rucci. 6'8", 295, number 16 overall. As we said, note where he's from. Warwick, Pennsylvania, headed out of state. Huge get for Paul Chryst. Easy to understand why an elite offensive lineman would want to play for the Badgers. The pro comparison is Mike McGlinchey. Plenty of room to be excited here. Plenty of room for growth. Nolan Rucci, the number 16 overall player in America. Let's take a look at the number 15 overall player per the top 247 player rankings. It's Tristan Lay. Very hotly contested recruitment. Oklahoma was there. LSU was there. It's the Clemson Tigers and Dabo Swinney that pulled the mild upset, according to some. They pulled Tristan Lay. He is now signed with Clemson. Projects as an elite tackle, can be an elite guard for you. A lot of versatility there in body type. Really good bend. Excellent in the run game. Noticeable nasty streak was something that a lot of our scouts who were able to see Lay in person came back saying. Again, 6'5", 270. You got to imagine with that kind of frame, and you see and you read from our scouts, room to put weight on. They like him at multiple positions across the offensive line. Number 15 overall, Tristan Lay, out of Virginia, headed to Clemson. For our number 14 overall player in the country, we head down to the state of Georgia. It's Amarius Mims. We toss it to Alan True for the evaluation.
It was a really strong offensive tackle year, and that is evidenced by how many there are in the top 32. Amarius Mims may not quite be as ready-made as some of the others technically, but he is a prototype as far as size, length, and athleticism. Projecting him forward, he has the chance to be an elite tackle with the upside to develop into an early round pick. If he can come into Georgia and acclimate himself, he would have a chance to compete earlier because he will step onto campus as one of the more physically ready freshmen in their class.
A really good note there at the very end there from Alan True. Physically ready. Number 14 overall, 6'7", 315. Virtually the same measurables you saw from Cam Robinson when he came out of high school. Robinson played his college ball at Alabama. That's the pro comparison here for Amarius Mims out of Bleckley County down in Georgia. He's staying in state. He will play his college ball for the Georgia Bulldogs. For our number 13 overall player in the top 247 player rankings, let's head way down south, Southern Florida, American Heritage High School. They pump out a ton of them. James Williams is the next. One of my favorite evals in this entire cycle. James Williams from Andrew Ivins is a unicorn of a prospect. He's been mistaken for a defensive end instead of a defensive back several times. The reason why is on your screen right now. 6'5", 218 pounds. Again, playing defensive back, and so you may think probably a little bulky there. No, none whatsoever. In fact, could be sideline to sideline, got ball hawk tendencies at his present size. He could add size and be a box defender, but he's a guy that's got all the range you need, and he is a guy who it was pivotal to keep in state for Manny Diaz and the Miami Hurricanes. Number 13 overall is James Williams. So we've gone 32 to 13 so far. So just if you're joining us, let's briefly reset, counting down from 32 all the way up to 23 on your current screen. You see Donovan Edwards is there. We talked about Mason Smith, a couple of Alabama guys there, a couple of North Carolina guys there. Note with the Tar Heel players, both in-state guys with silver and MAYE. We've got one uncommitted prospect on this current screen, and that's TYRION Arnold, and his recruitment obviously expected to play out over the next week. Meanwhile, from 22 up to our current number 13, we just talked about James Williams. Sam Huard at number 22. The Washington Huskies keep that pro-style quarterback in state. A trio of Georgia Bulldogs from 20 to 18, and MONDON, INGRAM-DAWKINS, and Green. And we talked about Nolan Rucci just a second ago, along with a pair of future Clemson Tigers in Barrett Carter and Tristan Lay. So that gets you up to date with where we are right now. Our number 12 overall player in the country, probably already a Hall of Famer in the name department, Kool-Aid. MCKINSTRY plays his high school ball at Pinson Valley. Let's toss it to Andrew Ivins. He's got the eval.
One of the best parts about All-Star games is it gives you a chance to compare elite talent to other elite talent. And at the Mississippi-Alabama All-Star Game, the best player on the field that week was cornerback MCKINSTRY. McKinstry is what you are looking for in a boundary corner. He's got the size, he's got the length, he's got the twitch, he's got the bounce, and he's got elite ball skills. Put on the tape, you're going to see a guy who's making a ton of plays on offense and big plays on offense, but the few clips of him on defense are just as impressive. Experienced in zone coverage, comfortable in man coverage, and a guy that's just a ball hawk, always looking to make plays. Would not be surprising if McKinstry found his way onto the field early, appears to be ahead of the curve, and he's also just a really good athlete, someone that can score on the basketball court. Tons of upside, has the chance to be a future NFL first-round pick.
So you heard the pretty extensive breakdown there from Andrew, but really, if you're a Crimson Tide fan who casually follows recruiting, here's all you need to know. The pro comparison is Dre Kirkpatrick, another five-star former in-state corner, played his high school ball in and around the Gadsden area, I want to say, if memory serves correct. So number 12 overall, a five-star corner in MCKINSTRY. He is from Alabama. He's headed to Alabama. The number 11 overall player in the country, we keep with the Alabama theme here. It is Dallas Turner. Andrew Ivins has the eval.
Dallas Turner has earned his 5th star, and really this is something that was a long time in the making. Dallas first emerged on the recruiting scene as a junior, put together a super productive season, but we actually fell in love with him after we saw him play some safety on the 7-on-7 circuit last spring. Followed that up with a monster senior season at St. Thomas Aquinas, totaled 13 sacks. More importantly, got to learn under the direction of NFL legend Jason Taylor. A unique build for a defensive end, kind of looks more like a linebacker, but by far one of the more talented pass rushers we have seen in recent cycles.
A lot of people in the scouting world are really excited about Dallas Turner. Obviously, another big pickup, one of a number of elite Florida prospects over the years for Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Number 11 overall at 6'4", 245. It's Dallas Turner. The pro comparison there, Shaq Lawson. Tells you pretty much all you need to know. The number 10 overall player per the top 247 player rankings, TREVEYON Henderson. He's a running back. Now he's out of Virginia. He's headed to Ohio State. He is already signed there. Really good size. Could probably carry another 10 to 20 pounds and do everything that Ryan Day and the Buckeyes will need him to do. He's dominant, extremely productive high school career, which you would think is always the case, but is not always the case. Really good receiver out of the backfield. Again, very versatile, good to advanced in blitz pickup and awareness, which is not always something you see out of high school. This guy as a running back is rated among the highest of any prospect at that position we've seen in the last several years. You think back to the class with Cam Akers, Najee Harris, TREVEYON Henderson, to give you another player comparison on top of the pro comparison of Christian McCaffrey, compares very favorable to those guys according to our scouts. TREVEYON Henderson, number 10 overall, headed to Columbus, Ohio to play for the Buckeyes. The number 9 overall player in America, Tommy Brockermeyer. He's a name who's been on the radar Throughout the duration, pretty much elite combo of size, movement, got the pedigree, obviously got the bloodlines. He's overly polished, according to our guys, for a high school offensive tackle prospect, a true bookend left tackle. He projects anywhere along the defensive line. Alabama has recruited him as an offensive tackle, stands a little over 6'6", about 283 pounds. The pro comparison there is Jake Matthews, got a twin brother, also committed to Alabama. His name is James Brockermeyer, Tommy Brockermeyer, number 9 overall. He's headed to Alabama, yet another elite offensive line prospect on what has essentially become an assembly line for Nick Saban in Alabama. The number 8 overall player in the country, you heard us interview him on our early signing day show. Well, now we know where he's headed. Emeka Egbuka, he is signed with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Total package at wide receiver. He's got elite size, he's got elite body control, really good speed, he's got the ability to separate. Brandon Huffman, one of our scouts, loves his physicality too, really engaged as a blocker. He projects as a great option, also kick return, punt return. He's got those elite traits. 6 foot, about 190 pounds. Again, in today's college football, the classical traits that you're looking for, the classic measurables you're looking for at the receiver position. Emeka Egbuka out of Washington State has them all. He checks in at number 8. The number 7 overall player in the country is Caleb Williams, 6'1", 210. He's committed to Oklahoma. Not only is this guy one of the top talents in the country, top quarterback in the country, also has been one of the top overall recruiters in a period of recruiting where that's been pivotal as a player, as coaches have not been able to get out on the road and do in-person visits as they normally would in this past cycle. Caleb Williams, an alpha, took the reins for Oklahoma signing class, one of the stronger arms in this class. He's got legit sub 4.6 speed to go along with that arm. Really good dual threat here, strong leadership qualities. Everyone raves about that. It's been around him. Again, the overall player evaluation here, 6'1", about 210. The pro comparison, Dak Prescott. Very easy to see why. Number 7 overall player in the country, quarterback Caleb Williams. He's headed to Norman to play for Oklahoma. At number 6 overall in the top 247 offensive guard, 6'4", 308 pounds, it's Donovan Jackson, Ohio State. Another elite prospect out of the state of Texas. 7-foot wingspan on Jackson. Bulldozer in the run game. Our guys project him as an elite Power 5 offensive guard. They also firmly believe in his ability to transition as a tackle at the next level. Very versatile, can do whatever you need him to do. Big size already, very advanced physically coming out of the high school ranks. Played his high school ball, as I said, in Texas. 6'4", 308. The pro comparison, another former 5-star offensive lineman, Lyle Collins. He played his ball at LSU. Donovan Jackson, at number 6 overall, will play his ball for Ohio State. This portion of the show brought to you by Ohio State. Number 5 overall, Jack Sawyer. He's headed to Columbus. Strong side defensive end, 6'5", around 250. Highly developed for a high school player. He took speed and weight training really seriously in high school. It shows when you see him in person. It shows when you turn on the tape, which you're looking at right now. Got a really high floor, probably a lot higher than most guys that will be considered his peers. Ton of athleticism here. Also good enough to anchor against the run, so you're not sacrificing one to get the other, which obviously is the kind of player Ohio State wants to build around on that defensive front. 6'5", 248 overall. The pro comparison is Derek Barnett, former Tennessee Volunteer. Jack Sawyer out of Ohio, staying in state to go play for Ryan Day and the Buckeyes. The number 4 overall player in America, J.C. Latham, top overall offensive lineman in this year's class. He's 6'6", 305. He's out of Florida, goes to IMG, highly disruptive, able to get home, advanced. 2 years at IMG probably did wonders for his physical development. He's a good run blocker, an elite pass pro guy, 6'6", 305, but with elite twitch, still room to grow. Our guys think he could add weight and seamlessly still transition to the next level. He's an offensive tackle, again, top offensive lineman prospect in the country. The pro comparison, there you see DJ Humphreys, really favorable, can easily see it if you've watched him play. The number 4 overall player in the country is J.C. Latham, and he is headed to Alabama. The number 3 overall player in America, getting close to the top here, Leonard Taylor, massive pickup. Don't need to say it anymore. For Manny Diaz in Miami, top overall player in Florida, highly disruptive. He's got that get-home ability. He's got that finish ability. Really explosive first step. As you can see on the film we're showing you right now, the frame on him provides a lot of versatility. He's a 6'4", 265-pound defensive tackle right now. Our guys love Sheldon Richardson as the pro comparison for Leonard Taylor. And again, if you follow this recruitment and a number of those highly rated prospects from South Florida, another pivotal pickup for Manny Diaz and the Miami Hurricanes. They're able to keep Leonard Taylor home. He played his high school ball at Miami Palmetto. He will play his college ball at the University of Miami. So here we are. We've gone all the way from 32 through number 3. We're about to get into the top 2, and if you've paid attention to rankings over the years, there used to be that old talking point of, well, it's just a crapshoot. I mean, these recruiting rankings, they're guesswork. Maybe in some cases, maybe not. When you get into the rarefied era that we're at now in our countdown this morning and talking about the top overall player in the country, it means something. Over the years, it's meant a whole lot. If you don't believe it, check this out.
A lot of viewers ask, how important is being the #1 overall 5-star recruit in the country? Well, if the past decade is any indication, it's quite significant. Jadeveon Clowney had the most viral tackle in college football history, then later became the #1 overall pick in the 2014 NFL Draft. He went on to make 3 straight Pro Bowls for the Houston Texans. Myles Garrett was a star at Texas A&M and another #1 overall pick, this time in the 2017 NFL Draft. He signed a $125 million contract and made first All-Pro in 2020 for the Cleveland Browns. Rashawn Gary had a very productive collegiate career for Michigan and was picked 12th overall in the first round in 2019 by the Green Bay Packers. Trevor Lawrence won a national championship as a true freshman for Clemson. He only lost 2 games his entire college career and is considered a virtual lock to be the #1 overall pick in this year's NFL Draft. And then there was the #1 overall player from just a season ago, the 2020 class. His name, Bryce Young. He is now expected to be the starting quarterback for the national champion Alabama Crimson Tide this fall. Long story short, being the #1 player in the country, it means something. And most importantly, it often leads to highly successful careers at the next level.
Well, it's been a long season. Big, winding road, not able to be out on the road as much as we want to. High school kids not able to play football as much as they want to, and yet still, here we are, ready to announce the #1 overall player in the country. Who is it? We're going to give you a little time to sizzle on that. We'll tell you when we come back.
The #1 5-star recruit in the country comes down to a couple of dominant defensive ends, and how about this? Neither one has played a down of football in their senior years, which speaks volumes to their skill set. You have Korey Foreman, 6'4", 265 pounds, played for Centennial High School in Southern California. He's been described as very versatile. He's a game wrecker who can line up all over the defensive front. A one-time Clemson commit, Foreman ultimately decided to stay close to home and play for the USC Trojans. And then there's JT TUIMOLOAU. He's been described as a player who wins with power, yet is also very light on his feet. And like Foreman, he's very accustomed to playing multiple positions up front. TUIMOLOAU is still yet to commit, and fresh off their showdown in the national championship game, Alabama and Ohio State are among the finalists here. So who'll be named the top 5-star recruit in the country? You're about to find out.
All right, really been looking forward to this because I get to find out right along with you guys pretty much the #1 overall player in the country. Well, before we get to that, let's give you the #2 overall player in the country. Checking in at #2 overall in the top 247 player rankings, it is Korey Foreman, elite, strong side defensive end out of California. Most important point here for a Trojan fan, staying in state to play for USC. Advanced technique, the kind of player USC badly needed to keep home. Everyone who's laid eyes on Korey Foreman loves his potential. The pro comparison is Cameron Jordan. The measurables here, elite. Obviously, at this level, they're going to be. 6'4", 265 pounds, has shined ever since he got on the camp circuit, got on the football field as a high school football player in general. There you see again the pro comparison, Cam Jordan. You got to love everything about his game. Early on the outset, Alabama, Clemson, LSU, Georgia, a lot of the Southern powers were in it for him. Huge tip of the cap to Clay Helton and the Trojans to not only land a big-time player, but keep a big-time player in state. Korey Foreman, the #2 overall player in the country, has signed and will play with the USC Trojans. And that means the #1 overall player in the country. He takes it wire to wire. JT TUIMOLOAU, the strong side defensive end, stands nearly 6'5", about 280 pounds. Gonna play for Ohio State. He's out of Eastside Catholic in Washington. Big year in state up there for Washington. From 2018 to present day, he's never moved. He's maintained the top spot in the overall top 247. This is an uncommitted prospect. So when I tell you he's headed to Ohio State, that's me misreading a graphic, really. The crystal ball rests firmly in the corner of Ohio State. So don't think for a second I'm tea-leaving you or I actually know anything there. It's powerful. He's athletic. He's nimble. Again, Bama's in this, Ohio State's in this, 6'5", 277, #1 overall. The pro comparison here is Cameron Hayward, a prototype, a franchise player. Our scouts on the West Coast and nationally couldn't rave enough about JT TUIMOLOAU on our early signing day show. You saw us interview him. Soft-spoken, well-spoken, but also very firm in every statement that came out of his mouth. Very measured, almost cerebral in nature. Understands what he's doing, but also may take this recruitment past signing day. So this may be one that we're watching for a while. Again, the current crystal ball favorite is Ohio State. This one not quite done yet, but congratulations to JT TUIMOLOAU, the #1 overall player in the top 247. And so there you have it. It's been a really exciting morning. It's been a really exciting build up to this. And just to take a second, I know a lot of high school staffs out there are watching this. A lot of our college staffs and coaches watch this too. But to the players at the high school level and to the coaches at the high school level, you haven't probably been thanked enough. We thank you here because I know as arduous as a task as it's been for us to put together player rankings, you actually had to coach the players and the full teams and meander your way through a pandemic the entire time. And unlike your offense or defense or special teams, there was no playbook for this. So a giant, giant tip of the cap from us to you. You are the reason that we're able to exist and do what we do. Cannot thank you enough. So just imagine a great big card. All of us have signed it. We're sending it to the players. We're sending it to the coaches here. Also, 247sports.com, the boards, the articles, they'll be plentiful today. You can head to the local team sites. The experts there on the boards will be answering questions all day. So it's going to be a really fun afternoon. We've got coaching hires going on. We got 5 stars cemented now, and we've got a whole lot to talk about. So for our production team here, Director Collins in the studio, all of the folks up in Stamford, Connecticut that made this broadcast possible. I'm Josh Pate. Thank you so much for watching this morning. This has been the 247 Sports 5-Star Review. We'll see you later.